Hello world, let me introduce myself. My name is Malika, and I'm not sure how else to describe myself. I can say that I'm a mom of four, but that's not really who I am, is it? I've always been known to be quiet and shy. It's true, I don't really like to talk a lot. And I'm mostly in my head, daydreaming and thinking. I can be sensitive and emotional if I let myself, but I've learned to hide my feelings over the years in order to protect myself. Plus, when you're a mom, you really don't have the time to be emotional. I love nature, although I don't spend enough time outdoors. I used to love looking up at the sky and clouds as a kid. I also love rainy nights. It just makes me feel so cozy. I do wish that we can slow down sometimes. Seems like there aren't enough hours in a day to just sit down and just be. Time to just be still and at peace, time to think and reflect. But I'm learning to be stingy with my time and to use it wisely, or it'll slip away. Minutes, hours, days, months, until years go by and you feel like you haven't done anything with your time. You have to make time for the things that are important to you, whether that be time for rest, time for fun, time for creativity. You have to be intentional and prioritize those things that matter to you. I'm also learning to be truthful with my feelings. It's hard, but being authentic is important to me. Journaling my thoughts has really helped discover myself again. The parts of me that were lost, that were hiding. I'm learning to express myself, and I guess this YouTube channel is me trying to find my voice. I actually had my first child at 19, and it's been a long journey since then. I hope that I'm giving my kids what they need and deserve. All I can do is the best that I can with the knowledge and resources that I have. No parent is perfect, and we are all learning and growing. I hope to support them in their dreams and goals. I hope that they will always feel comfortable to come to me whenever they need help. I would never want my kids to be afraid of me or uncomfortable to be around me. I want my kids to be happy. I want them to be happy to spend time with me. And I also want them to be confident in their abilities and to always have peace in their hearts. We all want our children to be healthy, not just physically, but also mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I think most people don't understand how important a child's emotional health is. It impacts everything. Did you know that stress is a leading cause of many health issues? How many times have you gone to the doctors and they tell you everything looks normal, everything looks fine, but you know you're not. You don't feel normal. You don't feel fine because it's stress. Stress will make you sick physically and mentally. Emotions are the languages of the heart. You need to listen to your feelings and emotions. Why would you ignore your heart when it's trying to communicate with you? Your heart is at the core of everything. It's scary because we can unknowingly be causing damage to our children. How is the atmosphere and climate in our homes? Is it stressful? Is it tense? Or is it calm? Many of us have grown up in homes with parents who have gone through very traumatic experiences. Our parents left Oromia during the war, and their journey here was not easy. After arriving here, they struggled to start their life from nothing to give us a better life. Whether we would like to admit it or not, I'm sure some of their trauma affected us. We as immigrant children also face our own hardships. As parents now, it is our responsibility to not only be good parents on a physical level, but also on an emotional level. Many of us have missed out on that healthy, deep emotional connections that we would have wanted with our parents. But we can change that for the future generations. Many of us were punished for showing certain emotions. We couldn't be upset because we have everything we need here. What reason did we have to be mad or depressed? We had food to eat, we had shelter, we weren't running away from war. So what excuse do we have to not be happy and grateful? We learned to ignore, dismiss, disconnect, and escape our emotions. Many of us are struggling now because of that. But we can break this cycle. We can change this. Emotions and feelings matter, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Your feelings are valid, and we don't have to compare our situation with anyone else's. Whether you ignore them or not, your feelings are still there, and they will come out eventually. How we deal with our negative emotions will impact our relationships and everything in life. If we can't even deal with our own emotions, then how can we help our children? It doesn't have to be complicated. If we break it down, it really just comes down to three things. Number one is being able to identify what we are feeling. Number two is expressing that in a meaningful way to others. And number three, being able to respond to that feeling or emotion in an appropriate way. So I have developed a few products which I'll be launching very soon, which will help with these three things. Number one, identifying our feelings and emotions. I have 2 posters and flashcards with feelings on them, and the words are in English and Oromo for the flashcards. On the posters, it's just in English, and all the characters are cute Oromo characters wearing Oromo clothing. And 13 of the emotions are negative emotions and 13 positive emotions on the posters. And your child can easily go to the posters once you put them on the wall. And when they're feeling a certain way, or anytime you guys just want to discuss, the child can go to the poster and point at it and say, I'm feeling this way. Or you can ask them, how are you feeling today? And the child can look at the poster and point at the emotion that they are feeling, and you and your child can discuss together, describe what that emotion is and how it's making them feel. So that's for in the home, and the flashcards are great because you could take them on the go. And number 2 is being able to express that emotion. So the package that I have comes with a board book. It's the same characters, but in the book they are expressing themselves, so each character is saying something that they feel. So for example, one of them is, I'm feeling lonely because no one is playing with me. So it's written in English and in a font Oromo, which is great, so you guys can practice speaking Oromo as well. And so once you read the books, you can discuss with your child about a time they felt the same way or a similar way. So you can say, have you ever felt lonely, or when did you ever feel lonely? And then you can also share your own experiences and say, I also feel lonely, when this and this happens, or I'm also afraid of this and that. So they know, like, just because you're an adult and you're older than them, like, you still have feelings too. Like, you still feel scared sometimes, you feel bored, you feel like every emotion your child feels, you also feel. So it's great to discuss in that way. And then number 3 is having a response to that emotion. So it's a self-care poster, giving options of how to calm down. So if your child is feeling a certain way, they can go to that poster after you guys discuss the feeling, and they can decide how they want to manage that emotion. So they can, one of them is, get a hug. Maybe they just want a hug from mommy, or take a nap, or maybe they just need a snack, or they want to go take a walk. So it has different options for them to help them calm down when they're having a tantrum, or if they're just like not during the tantrum, obviously, but after they calm down, they can decide, like, I do want to go take a walk, or I need a bath, or I need a nap, or I want to go color. So that helps them and teaches them how to practice self-care. So those are the 3 products that I'll be launching soon. Going back to the topic of stress, I want to clarify that stress is not bad. There is normal amount of stress that we all have to deal with, and that's normal. It's the chronic long-term stress that we need to worry about. Stress that goes on for years. Stress that feels like you can't get rid of. It becomes part of your life. You're just stuck in this negative place dealing with conflict and criticism. Your environment is unsupportive of your growth, and you don't have time for things that you enjoy. And you're dealing with people that you don't get along with. You start to feel like you're a different person. You no longer are yourself, and you start to act and think differently. You will start to say things and act in ways that you later regret. You start to feel lost, confused, and out of control. So what will you do? Do you continue to live like this, or will you change? We need to start taking care of ourselves, and we have to learn to set boundaries. We need to take time for ourselves, take time to exercise, read a book, learn to say no, because you can't make everybody happy. You can't please everyone. Talk to your friend about your issues. Find a counselor or a therapist to discuss your problems. And journal your thoughts. You can try many different things, but it depends on you, and you need to figure that out. What works for you? We have to maintain our wellness, or else we will have to deal with the consequences. We want to protect ourselves from depression and other illnesses. Being a good parent is modeling good behavior for our kids to follow. So let's show our kids what self-care looks like. Let's transform our hearts. If we want to change the world and improve our relationships, we must start with ourselves first. This is a lifelong process, and we can't have a passive relationship with our hearts and the hearts of our loved ones. Let's nourish our hearts. Let's nourish the hearts of our loved ones, of our children, and improve our families. Please subscribe to my channel to continue this journey so that you are notified the next time I upload a video. Like this video, share this video to other parents who you think will benefit, and thanks for watching. Bye.